Hey guys, my name is Amy Satori, as you most likely know. I do these Q&As usually once to twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays, 12 to 2. And how these work is you send in a $22 donation per question to www.paypal.me/awakening with Amy. And then you send the money, you don't request it, you send the money. And then when you're sending the money, there's a little section where you can put in a note, and that's where you put your question or your questions. If you have a lot of initials, I just read the top of this book, Pocket Guide to Spirit Animals. Let's say that that's your name on PayPal. I do not go by I go by your PayPal name only. So please don't even know your PayPal name because that's what I'm going to go by. When you look down in the timestamps underneath this video, that's what it's going to be going by is your PayPal name. And I take the first two initials that make sense. So if you have a really long name like Pocket Guide to Spirit Animals, I'll do PG, Pocket Guide, or maybe Spirit Animals, SA. So if you have a weird long name, then you might have to look at it from several different angles to try to figure out how I put the initials in, but it's going to most likely be two initials. And that's it. So you guys send those questions in, and then I either record a premiere like right now, or I do a live. So, yeah. And so please check Instagram. I'm on Instagram, Amy Satori, one word. But check Instagram to see if there are any changes to my calendar. I did a little bit less this month. I was only doing about one reading per week. So yeah. So check Instagram if you're wondering where I went. Also, check underneath all of my videos I try to put the most relevant and pertinent information in there and keep it current. This is Annie. Hello, my love. Hello, sweetheart. My cats have their own Instagram called InstaFamFun. If you guys want to check them out. Yeah, sweetheart. This is Annie. She's going to go sit on the pillow next to me. And then I've got Nala too. So I think we're going to begin because we've got a lot and I don't have a lot of time. So I am going to get as many of you done as I possibly can right now. And then the rest will just have to wait until Monday. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. And I did that run through because it looks like a lot of you are new or hadn't done this before. So I just wanted to make sure everybody's in the know as to the flow. Okay, M.E. Hi, Amy. I recently found you on YouTube and I love your shows. Thank you so much. My question is, my daughter passed away in February and I'm wondering if she has any messages for me. Oh, these lucky people who get to leave right now. I feel like your daughter's laughing. Oh, she misses you. She misses you, and she's watching you. She says you're actually handling it well. She's really proud of you and how strong you are. She will not leave your side until she knows that, she wants to see you begin a new chapter and for things just to start really flowing for you. Do not feel like you're dishonoring her. If you ever feel like people sometimes feel when somebody dies, like you have to mourn them and be sad and depressed and all of this in order to honor them. And it is not true at all. The best thing you can possibly do when somebody dies is to honor them by loving yourself and being mindful of what they've taught you and having good memories about them. It really hurts them, unless they were a bad person, it really hurts them to look at you from up there or wherever they are in their realm and see you suffering like that and putting yourself through that and using them as an excuse to do that, So she's really glad that you don't seem to be doing that. You seem to be taking it well. And she is could not be prouder of you. And she doesn't want that to change. So don't feel bad if you feel like you forget her for a day and you didn't even think about her that day. It's not dishonoring at all. It is you living your life and loving yourself. So good for you. Those people who've passed away will always be there in our heart, and they will be remembered when they need to be remembered. And when they're not in your physical experience all the time, that's what happens with our brains, is we don't remember them all the time. So no need to give yourself any kind of a hard time. Yeah, and she's applauding you every move that you make. She's like super proud of you. So she's saying that you're going to do great things, and she's going to be right by your side to do that. I just asked, that it's been said that some people who've passed away since 2013 might resurrect, might come back. And I do believe in miracles. I do think that that's possible. However, I asked her just now, and she said no, she's not coming back. I don't know why. Maybe she just really, if you guys want a little piece of peace here, isn't that cute? I can't help it. Gosh, it's so cute. When you see something cute, like, how do you not notice it? But it's like I don't know, she's got other things to do. She's gonna be she said you'd be really proud of her too. So yeah, it's a good thing that she's staying where she's at. Anything else that you want to encourage her about? Something about you taking a class or learning something new, like a course or something. She wants to encourage that. Like whatever draws you in, you might want to follow or watch my video about how to follow your life's purpose, or how to follow your dreams, or something along those lines. I made it like 2-3 weeks ago. So if you scroll back past all the daily guidances, then you'll probably find it. How to follow your bliss, maybe? I don't know. I don't remember. I channel it, I put it out, and it's gone. But yeah, and it's 11:55. So that's like new beginnings, also like more encouragement to have a new start and a new beginning. So, and I just saw somebody at a starting gate ready to run. So maybe that's you. Okay, SJ. Hi, Amy. I am a certified crystal healer and love pure energy healing modalities. Well, I have my own business as a healer. Oh, yeah, definitely. I feel like I see you giving like little classes, like on neat little things, like how to use a pendulum, how to research this, how to I don't know, align your chakras, how to clear negative energy, how to clear your home. I feel like you're going to give like these classes in your community when we don't have this craziness going on anymore. They're going to be coming to your community, and you're going to have it's going to be very, in a lot of books. I feel like there are going to be a lot of books in so it's like a little store or a center, like kind of like a learning center. But yeah, it's going to be great. Okay, she has another question. Howdy, Amy. I've been in study mode, lifestyle shift mode to conceive, be pregnant, and have a home birth. This would be my first child, and I am very excited to be starting a family soon. Yay, good for you. Are there any messages from my higher self, angels or guides, about this journey ahead, or reassurance as to timing? I don't mind if you mention the gender or specific details of the child in it. Okay. Thank you for all that you do. I look forward to hearing from you. And you bring ease to my days. Oh, I'm so glad. Okay. So, okay. It's a girl. You probably already knew that. It feels like there's a boy that wants to come through too. So maybe you're going to have two. I don't know if I don't think are they the same time? They could be the same time, maybe even. I don't know, but they're okay because they're both pushing through, wanting to say something right now. But the girl is more prominent. She's going to be very lively, full of energy. I see her clapping and cheering. She's going to be a very, very cheerful little girl. And Annie just chattered. She just went, yeah, she's going to be into fairies, of course. And ballerinas. She loves to dance. She might have beautiful, beautiful green eyes that really pop. Ana taikin sasashiin hetma ana I. She likes to do activities that bring people together. Ana taikid sanse lo omaan. Yeah, very community-minded, harmony, crystal. I think she's a crystal child. Now, some crystal child can have almost like, what do you call it, ADD kind of thing when they're younger. But I actually feel her being pretty happy kid. Okay, what about the boy? He's gonna look out for her. He's gonna be like a proud little brother. He's gonna be very you might be tempted to be kind of anal, like I have to have all of the information up front. I have to have all of the facts, and I gotta, like he's gonna take himself a little bit too seriously. But you can teach him from when he's young to loosen up and have a good time and not take himself too seriously, and like just have a sense of humor. You teach him how to laugh at himself. That'll really help. Otherwise, he's going to stress himself out. Is that kind of like his dad? He's also going to be very compassionate. And both of them are very, very compassionate and understanding. I think both the pregnancies are going to do well, and I feel like she's going to be a little leader of the new earth. Oh, he is too, just in a different way. He has a lot of insecurities to overcome from some past life stuff. So hence the taking himself too seriously thing. That's a lot of ego, So he'll have to overcome some of that stuff. But as he does, he's gonna become strong, really strong. How having a lot of stuff that you've overcome, like me, it's like, then it becomes like you become like a bright shining star when you get older, and when you're more just it matures you and makes you more wise. So I feel like he's gonna have that going on. He's gonna be a good leader. Okay. DW. Okay, she's asking me not to read this part. Hang on, let me just pause it while I read this. Hang on. Okay. Let me feel into it. Feels like you are going to go in the direction that you want. And I don't know how could you not have me say this out loud? Like, how do you not say this out loud? It's going to go well. Without saying anything that you were referring to in there. It's kind of like when you guys act too private, it could be a problem, for who's going to know that you're DW anyway. Maybe you didn't realize I was going to go by your initials or something. I don't know. Anyway, you're everything that you're wanting in there, you're going to get. But you have to, I would say some affirmations on that, and I would give you one if I felt like I could share that. So being that I can't do that, you can always, I guess, text me. You can text me and I'll give you an affirmation to use that would help. But just keep a really open mind and affirm what you want and feel really excited about doing that and get out of a lack mentality. Okay. LC. Hello, Amy. I'm so glad to have found you. I am blessed in so many ways. Could you please ask my guides what I need to know to move forward, especially how to relate to my husband who's not awake? Okay. I so love him, but he doesn't believe any of this. It's so sad. Okay. So what does she need to know going forward? I feel like saving money, maybe getting some silver. And it kind of feels like putting away kind of a little safety savings that only you have access to, like put some cash aside or something. I feel like he is awakening to this stuff, but he's doing it very, very slowly. He's like a turtle, slowly poking his head out of the shell, like very, very timid. So I think I think that it scares him. And I say this a lot, but the sleepers are people who are unhealed. Those people who will not take a look at what's really going on in our world. They're the people who never did look, who never did pull up their sleeves and do the grunt work to heal. So I feel like that's definitely him, but I do feel he is paying attention, even though he doesn't act like he is. They said you have a bright future and a lot to look forward to, so keep your chin up. Maybe try to look for some more like-minded people around you, because you'll need support. It feels like you almost might have to leave your husband temporarily or something. Like it feels like there might be a separation that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be permanent. I feel like you guys do have a chance to make it work, but it might get kind of ugly before then. So maybe find out if a friend will let you kind of surf the couch for a little bit if that happens, or, just think of a little plan B, kind of an escape route or something else you could do, to get away. And I feel like that even might be some of the wake up call that helps him to start opening his eyes. You're going to be, when you pull away from him, it's like you're going to do some really good introspection, but I feel like you're also going to be coming up with you're going to get some inspired downloads as to what you're going to be doing in the future too. So it'll be a really good thing. Make it a really positive thing when you go away from him. Don't think that, oh, it's gloomy doomy, it's going to be forever or any of that. Just go and go and kind of like playhouse. Like think about what you'd want to do if you were doing a humanitarian project. Like think about some things that excite you and be writing down all these ideas. Like get in mad scientist mode and have fun with it. Okay, LB. She says, thank you for helping us through these incredible times. We need you. I lost my mom a month ago. I cared for her over the past months, but live in guilt that I didn't do enough. Can you tell me how she is? I miss her so much. I'm so sorry for your loss. She just said, pick yourself up off the floor. You deserve better than to treat yourself like that. She wants you to love yourself more. Okay, so I just did a video on how to love yourself. So you may want to go watch that video. Boy, she's kind of being hard on you. She wants you to love yourself, but she doesn't seem like she's being very loving right now. Oh, she just looked at me like, excuse me? Jeez. So I guess she's the same way on the other side as she was alive. Yeah, no, she says, I just really want her to be strong. I really want her to start being her own best friend. She really has to do that. So she's giving you a little bit of tough love. She wants me to do a blessing for you to help you stand on your own 2 feet and be strong and have your own back. Stand up and be strong. Speak your truth. Don't hide behind a bush. Don't hide your light behind a bush. Be the warrior you were born to be. She said this is your opportunity to shine without her. And she knows you can do it, and she believes in you, and she will be here for you. Hang on a minute, because I forgot to put on, stop this thing. Sorry about that. Okay. Number 2, my brother had prostate cancer and was in remission. He panicked and took the jab. Sure, put some poison in. Why not? Right on top of the stuff you already had. So the cancer's back. Can you do a mini med bed? Can he get in a med bed soon? Will he be healed? So write an email to me and in the subject, put health protocol. And I'm going to send you some information on that. Stuff that helps the C word. Natural stuff that's actually effective as opposed to the other stuff they do to you in hospitals and stuff that make it worse. So will he get better? Will he get better? I feel like he's got a chance. It's not a big, strong yes. It's kind of like, yeah. So is he going to be able to get into a physical med bed? Yeah, I think he will. And I think that's the thing is like, it's going to be like a close call, I feel. Yeah, you could do, well, let's see. Yeah, he's not giving me his permission to work on him, so I can't do that, but I'll send you the email. So you've got that information. Yeah. Okay. Number 3, my brother-in-law, I never say names anyway, so don't worry about that. Okay. My brother-in-law is in horrible pain every day. Can he do a mini med bed? And I want him to get a med bed. Do you see that happening? Yeah, he's going to make it to be able to get a med bed. He also doesn't give me permission to work on him, so I can't do that. Encourage him to do Qigong. I have a Qigong routine that I recommend at the bottom of my resources tab. It's called More Energy, More Life. So, yeah, yes, but I feel like both of them are going to, or have a high chance of them actually pulling through and doing well. Okay, 4, my cousin's significant other something is suffering with stomach problems. Can you do it? I can't work on other people without their permission. I can't be doing that. However, I will say, well, let's see. Well, I was going to say that I don't have med bed video readings available right now, not till I get more caught up than I am. But people have been saying a lot of really great things about being in the Daily Boost subscription. So if you've been thinking about that, I would definitely do that. And you can get the family one. And I've been hearing great reports on that. So that would be a good way to do it without having to get the MedBed video. And it would just include everyone whose free will is participating, like whoever will allow it within your family. It'll go toward them. And I'll get woken up in the middle of the night and I'll be told Daily Boost. And then I'll look at the energy real quick and I'll just, work on whatever I got to work on and I drift back to sleep. So you guys are being very closely monitored. Those of you in the Daily Boost, even if you do not tell me what's going on in your lives or anything, I don't need a heads up, guys. Just so you know, spirit works in really miraculous, incredible ways. So also, it doesn't mean when you get the Daily Boost, it doesn't mean that everything goes as you want it to. That's that's not how it works. It has a lot to do with God's will. It has a lot to do with your guys's, what you're believing, all kinds of things. However, the stronger your belief in it, the stronger it is. So if there's just so many different moving components, but it definitely puts everything in your favor for sure. Having that kind of focus. But like I said, spirit will totally intervene and be like, Amy, take care of that. And he'll point right to it. God will point right to it and be like, take care of that. And I won't even know who I'm working on. I'll just be like taking care of the situation and then it's gone. So it's kind of amazing how it works. if you can just trust the process and don't think that you have to send me an email or have to read your email or respond to your email in order for it to be effective. You guys are sometimes think way too 3D. If you have bought my daily boost, period, that moment you do that with the intention that you do it and who you want it for, all of that is automatically like sent out like an envelope to Santa. Okay. It's like, boom, it's gone. And then you're already included in my prayers. You're already included in my Qigong routine. You're already blessed. You're already taken care of. So you guys don't have to worry about any letting me know anything. It's all good. Okay. So, having said that, yeah. Will he, the one with stomach problems, is he going to get a med bed treatment, physical med bed treatment? Yes, he is too. Is it going to help his stomach problems? Yes, it is. Well, can I work on him? He's actually allowing me to work on him. Mama, hama na tayin sa sishi ina ake in. Hala opo homa ana. Shenche he son si chiki la ina. Patate in sa sehe na ai. Shanshan sa na ana poma an. Hehe elaki ins. Sasa na ai. Poma an. Okay. And number 5, am I on track in my life? I'm a blank. This will change with the RB. What do you see me doing? Okay, and can I find love in the process? Yeah. Feels like whatever you're going to be doing is going to be in full swing when your love comes in. So they want you to just completely focus on what brings you passion, what's drawing you, inspiring you to do it. I see something with animals. I even feel like you might even be using your what you're doing now in a different way than you would have thought. But your skills are going to come in handy going forward. But you're going to do something with animals as well. So if you were thinking, you might maybe just imagine, what would I do with an unlimited amount of money and would be able to help in some way. Just start fantasizing about that and have fun with it. Okay, SB. Hi, Amy. My partner is shutting me down all the time. I know I have to give him space for his journey, but will he come around? Will we be able to stay together through this? I actually get a no. Whoa. This will happen, conclude, or resolve within a few months. There will be unexpected, shocking news to be revealed soon. Don't believe it for a minute. It's completely fake. So maybe he won't believe it. Maybe he's not going to believe the shocking news that's coming. And he might laugh at it or something like that. And I think that could be like the straw that breaks the camel's back. Like you're just like, no, I can't. No. He just refuses. Hamanate says, yeah, and I see you leaving. Will he ever come around? Could he, or will he, like over a period of time, is it possible? I keep getting a no. I got a yes, no. Yes, no. So I think you might try several times to make it work. But I feel like you have somebody coming into your life that's going to be a lot more, you guys will really understand and get each other a lot better. So it's like, we cling on to what's familiar really hard sometimes, even when it's not the best for us. And then we get with the new person, we're like, God, why did I hold on like that? This is so much better. Oh my God. So it feels like you're going to be like that. You're going to be so glad that you let that go because you loved yourself enough to believe that there could be better for you, and there is. So I think it's a good thing. Okay, AS. Hi, Amy. When will my DM's divorce be finalized? Wishing you well. Looks like March. Yeah, looks like March. Okay. TD. Can you remove all traces in my body and energy from a rabies V my daughter got when she was 13 after being exposed from a bat? Okay. Help me forgive myself for being talked into it from my pediatrician. Of course. Hamana tayin sa chi ina haida ke he ela hinke e pupu pema okay jeans na ai did he la ensa she he ela kopo ma on hala hin sa se shen sensei la ina takipim pomo on. Okay, they just said complete. So you're good. She's good. RV. When do you see me moving and with who? Thank you so much. Could be December. Is it this year or 2022? This year, 2022, December 2022, feels like. And they said brother. I don't know if it's like with your actual brother or somebody who seems like a brother, feels like a brother, or closer to your brother. It could be like brother could just be a clue. And I do feel you're going to live with other people. I feel like there's a male and there's like a couple of kids running around. I don't know if they're necessarily your kids. It could be kids that are, hang around you a lot, like neighbor kids. I don't know. No, it definitely feels like family. So hope that helps. Okay, MB. Boy, the sun is playing tricks, isn't it? Okay, thank you so very much for your time, love, and light. I hope this isn't going to be too long. Try to keep it short if you guys can, because I don't really need a lot of information. Yeah, I just need a question, and you guys, I can feel into it. Let me pause and read it. Hang on. Okay. Oh my gosh, I've been talking and it hasn't been recording. I don't know where I stopped. So, okay, so she's got a daughter that she adopted. She's really butting heads with, so she wants to know why she's in her life. This is MB. And then the other thing was she's got digestive issues. So I said to email me with the subject health protocol. And when you read that email, there's something that starts with a T in there. Go to the doctor's page that's listed on there. Find out the book that she wrote on gut health. And I feel like that's going to help your daughter. Okay, so that answers number 2. So number 1 has to do with like she's strengthening your resolve and what you believe and the things that you say. So she's like, do you really believe that? Do you really think that? Do you really, it's like she's trying to see. She's like, it's like putting you through some kind of a test of faith. So I feel like if you are consistent and you stand like a rock and you're just like, flexible and kind and compassionate and, you just stay the way that you are and stay steady, then it feels like when she is older, like in her 20s and above, she's going to take that on. All of that you've been teaching now, she's going to actually be very strong in the future. So she is thinking about it, and she is taking it in, but it's like she's looking at it from all angles. It's kind of like makes me think of like a fishbowl, and she's trying to examine it to see if there's any crack in it. And when she realizes there really is no crack, no matter what angle you look at it from, then she'll have peace with it. But until then, she's going to continue to search for there being a crack, if that makes sense. So I would read Eckhart Tolle's book, A New Earth, because it's really going to help. And maybe listen to Byron Katie audio or something. With The New Earth, I would only read the book, because there's energy in the book, and there's a lot to really absorb and think about and set the book down, come back to. But with Byron Katie, you can listen to any of her audios, and she shares some great stories, especially with they teach you how to stay really in the moment and be the center of the storm. So I think that's what you're there to master. Okay, KB. Hi, Amy. A handful of dedicated natural lovers have risen up and fought back against a large and overreaching parks agenda that wants to turn our beautiful preserve into a regional park. I know there is nefarious energy surrounding it, and I want to know if we can stop them from building and save the preserve. Can the preserve be saved? Oh. Can the preserve be saved if they do something radical? Yes. It would take a lot of signatures. It almost feels like it could be something that's just there to awaken people up. And it's like, will it disintegrate and fall apart when like the EBS goes off, or when all this starts being made known? Yes, it will get dropped. It will get dropped. Are they good? Okay. So they just need to really push against it, just like everything else in our world. Okay. Make the biggest stink you possibly can. Just really raise awareness about it and raise a stink. And I feel like it's like a false alarm. Yeah, blessings. I just got the blessings card. Dream warfare may have been involved. Yeah, Luciferian systems. You got it. They're still hard at work behind the scenes, but there aren't as many of them as there are you guys. Once the light, the legal system is going to bring resolution to this matter. Now, I did hear something earlier today about how there's going to be a new legal system. So I think they're going to be much more fair and just. So that would be awesome. Yeah, they said in your favor. They're going to rule in your favor. So just keep fighting it and involve the law if you can. Okay. MR. Dear Amy, my son and his partner had a miscarriage in March. They were pregnant again, but their little girl was stillborn at 7.5 months. 5 months on July 6th of this year. They are desperate to have a baby. Will they ever become pregnant? And can you do a mini membership on both of them, please? A mini med bed, I think is what she meant. Again, I can't work on people unless they give their permission. But let me see if they're going to have, if they're going to be able to have that baby, or what Spirit says about that. Oh yeah, they're like, what are you sweating it for? Of course you're going to have a baby. They have to get their fear out of the way, though. They've got to really believe. Thank you, God, so much that we have a healthy, happy family. And yeah, I feel like they may even have a couple of kids. I feel a girl and a boy. Yeah, I see them very, very happy. they need to see what I'm seeing. They need to like be visualizing being really, really happy with little kids running around all over the place, and them being so relieved, and them feeling like, God, I was worried for nothing, you know? So I feel like that's all they need to do is align themselves with a positive attitude, and really, and I'm going to help them do that right now. And I got permission. Yeah, too much anxiety and stress. It's like you're chasing the kid right out of the womb, because it's like that what, you know, they don't feel comforted, they don't feel reassured, they don't feel welcome in a way. So it's like they've got to it's all a matter of timing. It's like I feel like that same child that was about to come through is going to come through again. She's going to try again. But this time just have a take the desperation out of it, and just know that you know you're going to have these children. Just know it. Have faith, complete faith, and just know it, and be excited. Turn that energy from nervous to really excited and looking forward to it. Talk every day. What's it going to be like to have the kids? Oh my gosh, we'll be able to go to this, and we're going to be able to camp, and, you know, like talk about all these wonderful things you guys are going to be able to do and everything, and quit thinking, oh, I don't want to get my hopes up and have it not happen. You're going to have it not happen more. You're putting more energy into it not happening by thinking like that. So be daydreaming and thinking about it, and excited and happy, and thanking God that it already happened. You know, that's how you're going to manifest that family you want. Okay. KS. Can you please tell me when all my legal matters at work will conclude, and what will be the final outcome? Because the current climate at work is me walking on eggshells and not so fun. Okay. So when are the legal matters going to conclude, and what's the outcome? I just got the word win, so you're going to win. When is this going to happen? Let's see. November, December, January, February, March, April or May. May, I think. So, well, you might be leaving earlier than that. You didn't ask me that, but you might be leaving earlier, like around February. Yeah, like maybe you just feel so uncomfortable or something, or maybe your attorney says, go ahead and leave. We got this. You know, you don't need to be there anymore in that environment. Or maybe it turns out better that you do that, better for your case. I don't know. Question 3, can you say a special blessing for me that will help improve my work performance? He said, just focus, have a willing attitude of helpfulness. Be cheerful. Put yourself in the shoes of the person that you're doing the work for, and imagine what you would want if you were asking somebody to do that work for you. So be meticulous with detail. Go above and beyond, wrap it up with a pretty bow in a way, you know, like, yeah, not only did I get this done, but I also thought about how it would affect these things, and I took care of those too, you know. I'm not dancing, but you got to get out of your thoughts. You got to get more in the moment when you're there, and immerse yourself into the joy of what you're doing, whatever it is you're doing. If you're typing, like really enjoy the feeling of the typing. Just really get into, just appreciate every moment and what you're doing, and stay out of your environment. You could even clear your environment. You could, you know, spray something every once in a while, just to be like, yeah. So stay in your own little bubble, protect yourself before you go in. Right. Actually, I feel like when you go to sit down in your chair, like put a bubble around you of happiness and light and fairy energy. Maybe put some fairies up in your area. But light and a sense of humor and a total willingness. Okay, BB. I want to make sure it's recording this time. Okay. This is BB. And it says, my 5-year-old chocolate lab needs a mini med bed or healing. This year, he started getting foxtails really bad in between his toes and had to have them extracted a few times. Poor baby. We got him shoes for his walks. Then he started getting ingrown hairs between his toes. He's been, limping for about 6 months, and we're trying to figure out what's wrong and what to do. The vet temporarily put him on steroids to see if it would help. And the redness and swelling has gone down a bit. Okay. He still has lumps pretty bad. Oh, he still limps pretty bad. I'm at a loss. Okay. Second, all that he does is stare at me and whine. I'm home all day. He has a ton of toys. We also have a rescue dog as a companion, though I think she stresses him out. I know he wants treats, and it's worse when we have him on steroids. I'm trying not to give him too much because he's a large dog. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, get him off the steroids. I feel like they've done whatever they needed to do. I mean, this is just me. Obviously, you have to use your own brain and go to the vet if you feel like you need to do that or whatever, but try to get them off the steroids as soon as you can, because it's just really bad to have them on that. And I do feel the steroids are the reason that he's doing the staring. I'm working on his paws now. There's actually more energy toward trying to clear out the steroids than there is healing his paws. So that kind of shows you, like, the steroids are really, really bad. So get rid of those as soon as possible. The healing I'm doing on him in itself would take care of it. You could heal him like this. Okay. Now I'm going to talk to him about the staring thing and the whining. Yeah, he does get annoyed by the other one. He wants away. He wants to get away. Oddly enough, this sounds really funny, but I used to have a German Shepherd, and I would put him in the bathtub, and I would put essential oils in his bath and light candles, and he would just lay there forever. Like for a good half hour, he'd just lay in that bath and just be like, oh. So I just saw you doing that with him. So maybe even like Epsom salt or mineral salt bath. Have him lay in it and try to get him used to it, desensitized or whatever. Get him enjoying baths. And try to get him to lay down in the water and to actually sit and enjoy a soak. He just needs some time away from the other little one. Some kind of a retreat. One thing you can do too is reward the behavior of going and laying down on his bed instead of like whatever he does prior to the treat, that's what you're rewarding. So if you give him a treat because he's staring at you and whining, you're encouraging more of that behavior. So if anything, ask him to go lay down and then give him a treat and things like that. A tiny little treat, not a big old biscuit or whatever. But I'm sure you know that. So I hope that helps. Okay, GS. Hi, beautiful Amy. I was wanting to ask if and when Mr. Right was coming into my life, and will my fears around relationships be healed? Thanks for all that you do. Yeah, they said that for one, yes, you do have somebody coming through. And for two, they said you are more healed than you realize. You've been doing a lot of work on yourself. And even though you might think that certain mechanisms are still there, as long as you keep doing that healing work on yourself, you'll get into a relationship and you might really surprise yourself that somewhere where you would normally have been triggered, all of a sudden you're like kind of surprised, like, oh my God, that didn't even bother me. I can't believe it. So I would do Byron Katie's work. She has a self-inquiry process. If you put in the words Byron Katie along with my name, then the video will come up that where I explain how I do her work. Or you could do Thank You God for My Misery, and I also have that here on YouTube. Either of those two things would be really good. Doing Qigong on a regular basis would be good. It washes your system, kind of clears you of any, it even gets rid of physical ailments. It relaxes you, de-stresses you. It's an all around very healthy thing for you to do for yourself, very loving thing for you to do for yourself. And it would clear past traumas and things too. The guy, he kind of has a feel of somebody who's either a pilot or he's in the military or something. He's going to be an honorable guy, a really good guy. He himself used to have a pretty bad temper, and I feel like he's really overcome that a lot. He's learned how to kind of pull back and then express himself through just speaking words rather than getting, So I think he'll totally understand, and the both of you can help each other heal. Yeah. Okay, TC. Hi, Amy. I recently emailed you because I could not find the timestamp for my question. Okay, I spent a long time looking for it and couldn't find it. That's weird. I always call you TC, just so you know. Hopefully you find this one. So here it is again. I asked a question about our son as to why he is so short-tempered and angry a lot. Yeah, I remember answering this. I know that I did. Because I always remember when I answer a question for some odd reason. I don't have a very good memory, but I always remember when I answer a question. He's guilty about something and feels bad. Can we ask? Yeah. I remember it was a very long explanation. I'm really bad. It's really quite sad that you can't find it because it was really good and it was really long. It might be easier for me to approach him. He's 16. Okay. So what is he feeling guilty for? What's he feeling guilty for? Yeah, I answered this about 2 weeks ago. It was about 2 weeks ago. He feels like he doesn't live up to what he thinks you guys are. He feels like he doesn't feel good enough. He feels like he's always letting you down. He feels like he's making poor decisions, but he can't help it. And he feels it's like he's making himself a bad person and he's putting you guys up on. I remember saying this all before too. I remember. Maybe somebody forgot to put the timestamp. I don't know. Because I suppose that can happen. He's just comparing himself to you guys. So you guys just need to make it, just show him or tell him that you understand that he's going through what he's going through, that you guys had times when you had a really hard time as well, and that you made it through to who you are today. It's not like you were this mature even at his age, you know what I mean? It's like he's got this idea that you guys have always been like these perfect people or something. It's really weird. He wants to know that he can go from where he is to where how he wants to be, which is like you guys. You guys need to go out and have some fun. You guys need to take him away from everything and go camping or go do something where you guys are all laughing together. It's like that's what it feels like it's going to take to help bring you guys together and feel close. Okay. Please go try to find the other one because you're going to get more information maybe from the other one as well. And I know you said you looked extensively, but I know I always call you TC, and I know that I answered it for a fact. So maybe try harder. And it was like a couple. Whenever you submitted it, look for the next. If you submitted it on October 28th or something, October 28th. Look on that day if there was a live or a premiere or the very next video. It's probably in there. Okay, TD, or just watch the whole video maybe, watch the whole entire 2 hours or whatever. I don't know. But, whatever. You got it this time too. So, okay, TD. Hi, beautiful Amy. Thank you for your service and light. You're welcome. After asking for guidance and help from the universe, I have met an energy healer that presented literally days after asking. Awesome. Can you feel into this and see what my journey is with this person? Will he become a mentor for me? And is that my path? A good match for you for sure. I don't think that person would be interested in being a mentor necessarily. I don't think you need a mentor. I think you just learn, you don't need a mentor. Just read Eckhart Tolle's book, A New Earth. I think that would show you a lot. That would tell you a lot. If anything, also, there's a book called I Am That by Serena Sargadatta Maharaj. I feel like would be really good. They said, don't get too attached. Don't get too attached. And do not think, when you get to know somebody, I don't care who it is, if they're a human being and they're not enlightened yet, which hardly anybody is, like maybe 5% of the population is enlightened. It's very, very rare. Don't put them up on a pedestal and don't think they're better than you. And don't think, don't do that. Try to, and I'm not saying that you're necessarily doing that, but yeah, just have the intention that in having interactions or watching his channel or whatever, that he is on some level downloading all this wonderful information for you, what you need, that you don't need a physical interaction with him or her, that you don't need this physical interaction and them sitting with you one-on-one and having this, this whole exchange. Just have the intention of it absorbing, like you downloading the information that you need through these interactions or watching the person. I think that's your best bet. Okay. EJ. Is beekeeping a good fit for me? I get a yes. Is there a natural effective way to treat bee mites? Yes. 3, last year, a situation occurred when I felt disrespected and felt my family was disrespected. I reacted poorly, and from my ego, it gave me the opportunity to declare I won't be treated without respect, which was good. Now I don't think that it was such a betrayal as it was the destruction of an illusion I had allowed myself for so long. Could you please give me anything more? It involved my sister. Thank you so much. You seem to inspire me. All right. Yeah, I feel like your sister was kind of like, whoa, when you did it, but I feel like since then she's like, she's right. She's right. Like we were being disrespectful or disrespected or whatever that was. She agrees. I think it will heal with everybody involved. You know how it's like, I'm getting like, the time heals all wounds kind of thing. I think that it was just a really good lesson in, what did you say that you got out of it? The betrayal of the destruction of an illusion. Such a betrayal as a dissolving of an illusion. I get that. I feel what you're saying. And yes, that's what it's all about, is bringing the light of awareness to a situation, seeing it for what it is and just walking through it. It's all an illusion, really, ultimately. So just like stand in your power and be present in the moment, and everything fades away. Everything that is not true will ultimately just kind of fade. So also realizing that anybody who's treating you a certain way is just projecting on you, and it's not really about you, it's about them. So not taking things personally, but just looking at a situation saying, I feel disrespected, so I'm just going to remove myself because I don't want to feel that way. And also knowing that you own your own feelings and you are allowing yourself to feel a certain way or not, because you are your own vibrational master. You're the one who can feel joy, even if somebody's screaming and yelling at you. You can be in bliss if you want, you don't have to take on their stuff or what they think of you or any of that. So I think that it was all a refinement of all of that. Okay. Now, I'm going to have to give that to the admins. Okay, DL. My daughter has suffered of 2 psychosis episodes. How can she entirely heal? I love her so much. Thank you for your help. Okay. Can she heal this? Yeah, she can heal it. The second one, first, can she heal the first one? Can she heal the second one? Second one's harder. Oh, they said the med bed, the physical med bed will take care of it, but I'm helping now too. Oh, they just said the daily boost would help. So maybe do a daily boost for you and your daughter. They're saying that that would totally, you would see a significant difference. You might even now from this within 2 days, till 2 days. Okay. So I'm going to try to get to one more person and then I might actually continue this later, maybe. Okay. I'll have to see. Okay, I've never done this before, so hopefully I'm doing it right. Yes, you are. Will I be united with my 2 sons that passed away? The first died in 2000 and the second 2021. Also, can you help me with my health issues? I have lupus and my skin has become injuring and blistering easily. You definitely need to do Qigong. For sure, do Qigong. Go to my resources tab, look at the bottom, down at the bottom, where it says more energy, more life, and do that. Or do my daily boost. Either way or both would be incredible. Yeah, especially with all that going on, I would do both. Daily boost and then your own Qigong as well. As in terms of your sons, the first one, I don't think he'll be back. I think he's busy on the other side. He's in school, or he was in school. Now he's teaching school. It's something about schooling, though. He's on a mission and he's very purposeful about it. And I believe the people who are going to be like resurrected or come back are after 2013. The second, is he going to come back? Yeah, the second one wants to come back. Yep. He might come back younger than he was. I don't know why, but that's what I just got. Okay. I'm going to squeeze in one more. Just down to the wire. KK. Hi, Amy. Is the severe flooding in my area and in Vancouver part of weather manipulation? Is it weather manipulation? Yeah, it is. Is it white hat or white? Is it white hat or black hat? White hat or black hat? Well, let's pull some cards on it. Whoa, this involved copying, cloning, duplicating, reproducing, replicating, or something going exponentially. Doing what they've always done is what I just got. This involved a rocky start and there was some resistance. Someone may have been coerced, manipulated, or forced to do it. Blessings are coming of it. The legal system's going to resolve it. Oh, I felt the tribunals. You're right to feel optimistic about the situation. It's lining up just as anticipated. There will be exuberance, excitement, and delight. Okay, so is this having anything to do with clearing the dumps? Maybe a distraction? I actually get a yes. So let's do a blessing. Sheshe na hai la na pumo o mo ke na titans. Sheshe he in sase he na ke na pumu. Ha na e ke in sase shi na e. some truths are coming out. Some truths are going to come out that's going to really tamper things. Yeah, they said never again. It's kind of like a last straw with weather manipulation. Not that this is, I can't imagine that would be the last thing that's going to happen, but it's really going to, it's going to somehow, it's part of making it obvious. It's part of making it obvious that it's the white hats, because it's part of making it obvious that they're playing around with people. So it's serving a purpose, a good purpose. Okay, so I got to go do readings, but I want to do a general blessing. So just drop your shoulders and relax for a moment. And then I might do a part 2 of this later. And I just wanted to remind you guys too that everybody who has a question that they send me, I'm healing it not only for that person, but everybody else who's in the same circumstances. I'm sending energy to, it's an exponential energy. And when I do these general blessings, it's for those, it's for the good of everybody involved, and only what is allowed through your will and God's will, the free will of the person involved. Oh, we're never going against anybody's free will here. All right, until the next part. Talk to you later.